There is a great conflict of ideas and values going on at the moment between skeptics and social justice advocates, between men's rights activists and feminists. The conflict only seems to be getting more fierce and entrenched. However, something with great potential is coming together right now. Great potential to do good. I'd like to tell you about it, but first, let me tell you how it all began. Recently, a certain video and responses to it have been circulating. This video was called Reasonable Questions for Anti-SJWs. This is a sort of group letter sent from the social justice crowd to the skeptics. I was skeptical of the questions video and the questions in it, but one in particular drew my attention. It stumped the responders on the other side quite a bit. Most couldn't help but admit it had some merit, but still ummed and ahed about it, and in the end, didn't really give it the response it deserved. The question was this: I am deeply concerned with male addiction rates, suicide rates, and abuse rates, because I have worked with these issues in the quote-unquote real world. Would you be willing, as anti-feminists, to put aside your differences with feminists for the greater good of addressing these issues, especially as the kind of solutions needed are not necessarily gendered? And if so, I would actually like you to let me know, because I'm not fucking around or presenting any gotchas here. I actually think that we could get something done if we worked together. So yeah. The question was asked by Chrisiosity, a YouTuber with experience and passion in the fields of mental health advocacy and support, aged care support, addiction treatment, and more. I could tell it was sincere. I could also tell it was potentially a way to build bridges and for people from two warring camps to come together and do something worthwhile, rather than endlessly snipe at each other from within their own communities. So, I got in contact with Chrisiosity over Twitter, letting her know I appreciated what she had said and that I was interested in what had come out of it. She told me there was a Facebook group that invites people from all sides to come and cooperate on men's issues, that she had started and that I could join. It has a great name. Against the Odds. YouTubers working together for men. My first impressions were quite positive. Everyone was brainstorming, discussing what could be done, making plans for collaboration, and generally just getting along, for the most part. It was passionate, it was inspiring, and it was needed. Now that I was in the Facebook group, Chrisiosity told me a bit more about the background of it. She said she came up with her question for the anti-SJWs after answering many questions herself from their side and feeling very frustrated about it all. However, after time, she realized that in some cases the questions being asked of her were a genuine attempt to communicate, albeit from such a different perspective and with such different assumptions that it was difficult to bridge the gap and reach understanding. So she asked her question as her own genuine attempt to engage with the other side. After the original video and its response videos circulated, the inquiries about her question, which I would call the real responses, came flooding in. Chrisiosity couldn't help but see an opportunity for a new hope. So she invited we responders to join her new Facebook group. And she said she feels humbled by the response, the developing projects, and the passion showed by those getting involved, and, like us all, hopes for the best. Now that you know what the story has been thus far, let me tell you what the story can become. Like so many good ideas that have good people as part of them, this could fail. But even if it does, I think the question Chrisiosity asked, the fact that people wanted to join the group, the fact we even came together and talked about all the issues facing men is worth something. But what if it doesn't fail? What if we manage not only to be of benefit to men, as they are disproportionately unsupported in many key areas of life and well-being, but what if we begin a process of engagement and open up a new dialogue between two warring sides? This, to me, is the greatest potential of the project. That it could bring people together to support, to advocate, to plan, to enact, and to find common ground, and in the course of this, reduce the polarization and hatred that surrounds these issues. This is part of why I joined, to try and build some bridges, tear down some walls, and begin the long but essential process of reconciliation. Perhaps more specifically than that, the help we could provide individual men could be so incredibly valuable, even if it's on the small scale. There has already been one man who has gotten some degree of support from the group and says he feels like this group's very existence is helping him meaningfully, and that it brings something positive out of him that he hasn't quite experienced before. It's beautiful to see that kind of thing. The idea that we could accomplish so much more is almost intoxicating. There are many plans and ideas circulating for videos and advocacy. One person is even trying to get a support group off the ground. On that note, if anyone affected by the issues men face would like to talk, I wouldn't mind if relatively unqualified me happened to be on the other end, feel free to contact me. You can comment on this video or contact me on my Twitter, which I will put in the description. It would be nice if some good came out of that site for a change. I'll definitely try to get back to you if you do contact me. But be aware, I'm no expert, nor can I always be reached. And please, contact the most relevant professional services in a crisis, not people on the internet. I think the ideologically diverse makeup and attitudes of our group could be very valuable to it being successful. Men could use forms of advocacy that do not necessarily default to hatred of feminism. Yes, feminism can be part of the problem, but from what I'm seeing and hearing, actual feminists can be part of the solution. This antagonism of feminism, like it or not, does alienate many people from many of the communities that purport to help men. I'm not even saying that no members of Against the Odds aren't critical or oppositional of feminism, nor that they shouldn't be. I'm only saying that the fact that this is a collaboration between many perspectives may help it make it more effective. If you are interested in helping, contact Christiosity or even myself. I don't want to say you should contact other members of the group, only because I don't know whether that's what they would want. Indeed, this talk represents my views, feelings, and experiences, more than that of the whole group. Please remember that. Though many have voiced approval of much of what I've said, the hope and inspiration of the group is invigorating. No matter what happens, I feel like some of us will want to continue our lives talking and doing things to help in ways we might not have before. I dearly hope that things do work out, and there is so much to say and so much to do. All I can ask is that you offer support in little ways you feel comfortable with. Join if you want to, inquire, offer encouragement, watch a video, share a video, let us know when we are right, and let us know when we are wrong. This is something I believe in, but more than that, this is something that can inspire hope when there has been little to be hopeful about before. Let me leave you with a final thought. Both men and women should be helped, not because they believe what you do, not because they are like you, and not because they are perfect, but because they are human, because they have potential to be expressed and because they have pain to be healed. We choose to focus on one side of the equation. That may well be true, but we do not deny the other side of the equation exists, however any of us may feel about it. So in trying to balance the whole of the equation between the genders, a challenge that may be impossible to measure, a challenge that is complex and interwoven beyond comprehension, and a challenge that demands great things of us, we, who are willing, in our own small way, will stand together and advocate for those who suffer and those who need our help. And we will do it fighting against the odds. Thank you for your time.